Hello there and welcome to World of Tanks with Ngani Titan. We're here on Hidden Village, team destruction game, and I'm in the FV4202P. This is my second battle in the FV4202P, which is the Tier 8 premium tank that Wargaming have issued to replace the FV4202 Tier 10 British medium tank, which was the crowning or capstone tank on the British medium line. This is my second battle. The first one I had in Fisherman's Bay, which was an okay game. It wasn't great. I died midway through the game, partly because I didn't get or didn't understand quite how poor basically the engine power is in this tank. The power to weight ratio is quite low, and acceleration, change of direction, change of speed and stuff like that is quite poor. So if you expose yourself, you need to actually be very careful about it in the timing of your exposure, when you go and when you do and what you do it with. So we're here on, like I said, Hidden Village, and now I'm bottom tier. So I'm pushing up here to this ridge line in the middle, see if I can get any spots. What enemies are coming up, usually valuable intelligence for our team.
There's one.
So we've got a few spots, a few spotted targets have been hit. So I'm giving another poke at the ridgeline. And there's the M103, but I didn't pull back quickly enough, snappily enough, to avoid getting a shot through the turret.
She's loaded.
So I'd like to keep him and any tanks coming up with him spotted, so that my allies behind me can get effective fire on them. I'm being really cautious with it because, like I said, my previous experience in Fisherman's Bay indicated that you needed to be fairly cautious. And in this case, I'm also bottom tier, so there are some quite deadly tanks out there. So I keep shuffling around here at the corner. I don't particularly want to be hit again by the M103. I must say that its Tier 10 equivalent I enjoyed very much as a tank. I had about 24 games in it, and I thought I did pretty well in those games, at least by my standards. And I thought it was a pretty decent tank. I'm not sure about this. I think it won't be one of the better Tier 8s that I've got. The gun, like I said, is decent enough. It's the British 20-pounder. Of which you're familiar with. It pops up in a variety of tanks, in the TDs, AT-15, the Carnarvon, and the Centurion. So so you can make the 20-pounder work even in Tier 10 games as long as you can get flanking shots. It will have trouble penetrating the frontal armour of most of the heavily armoured Tier 10 tanks, and quite a few of the heavily armoured Tier 9s. I probably could have gotten a side shot on the turret there, but like I said, the lack of mobility made me nervous and not inclined to push too far out over the ridge. I do, however, attempt it this time and managed to get a decent hit on the turret of the M103.
Focus on this area. Loaded and ready.
So now I'll push off to see if I can repeat the process.
Found us. Unlocking target.
Get another nice shot into the back of the turret, and the M103 is finished off by my allies. I was lucky I didn't back too far there. Artillery would have gotten me. Now we have a medium in the spawn area, so artillery's been flushed out. I don't get the kill there. The medium probably did it. At that range it would have been fairly problematic. So I'm now going to push up to the higher ground here to the south of me. In order, initially my plan would be to get around the back of those tank destroyers that have actually broken through on this area of the map. However, as I come up through the pass here, the medium that was in the spawn area has discovered an enemy tank, so I have to get rid of him
Focus attention here.
before I can proceed to try and outflank the tank destroyers.
Been detected.
Plus, by helping my ally, it increases the chances that both of us will survive later on into the game. I get one decent shot into the back of the motherland, miss with the second one. And now that he's gotten rid of, I can turn around. Now at this point things don't look so good for our team. So it's absolutely vital that we get into position and try and do some damage before the team melts away completely. Now I'm making my best speed back, but as you can see I'm left in the dust completely by the Leopard 1. Now the Leopard is a fast tank, but even driving directly into the rocks there, he'll still make the corner passage down long before I will get there. Though I think the top speed is less of a problem in this tank than the actual acceleration and mobility. I get one penetration through the turret of the T110E4. I pull back for the reload because I don't want to be hit by that big gun. It's quite a nasty gun on those American tank destroyers. I'm not sure of the size of it, but I have been on the receiving end of it, and I know that it does a huge amount of damage. So I pull out again and try and put another one through the turret, but I fail.
They destroyed one of our tanks.
And I fail again, so at this point I switch to the good stuff and see if I can get a hit with premium ammunition. He is angled slightly away from me, and he's jiggling back and forth now, so it's actually much harder to do it. However, now that we're 1 against 3, he has actually turned his turret towards me, and I was able to put a hit through the roof of the turret. I do decide though that I'm not going to sit around here trading shots with the T110E4 while his allies sneak up on me. I reckon that I'm better off to break contact, put some distance between us, see if I can circle around and get one of the allied tanks on its own. So I could have come down at this location, but I decided I'll move on to the next one. I'm kind of looking here, contemplating my chances and seeing what's actually left alive, and realising that I'm very much bottom tier. I have 2 tier 10s and a tier 9. So I put a shot into the Leopard PTA. I try and ram him, but he's actually able to reverse down the hill faster than I can go up. And he's put a round into my turret, blocked my turret rotation, which is why I wasn't able to bring the gun to bear. But I do reverse ram into him and kill him. But he managed to get a second shot into me before I did, and he has done a tremendous amount of damage to me. I have very little health left. Now, I was a bit unsubtle at this point. I just drove directly towards the village. I probably could have tried driving, I don't know, some other direction first until 6th Sense went away, and then I was no longer spotted. So they know I've been on this side of the map. They probably know I'm last headed towards the village. As to what I'll do next is anybody's guess. They were last seen just where one of them have just popped up now in my map because I've detected him. I suppose if I'd gone around the back of the castle, I wouldn't have been spotted at this point.
Focus on this area.
But once I realised I was spotted, I headed up along the side of the castle until 6th Sense went away. Basically trying to double bluff to see if they would believe that I was going to double back around the castle, so that maybe one of them would go one way and another one would go the other way, so that I could actually take on the remaining T110s one at a time rather than have to deal with both of them together. Dealing with both of them together was basically impossible. Their alpha would far exceed mine. Their frontal armour is really good. So I come around here and I've detected one of them, and I detect the other one. Unfortunately, I also get detected. I do, however, learn that both of them are actually on quite low health. So I come down to the low ground here, and I pause for a moment. waiting for 6 cents to go away, and then I thought maybe I can slip up this road and they won't spot me if my profile is low enough. Unfortunately, I was detected here. So that plan of using the ridge here just to snipe over the top of the ridge, I had one of them at the time, doesn't work out. So again I wait for 6 cents to come away, and I pop down here to gather some intelligence to see who's in front of me, and because I know one of them had driven through a bush that had fallen over, and the T110E3 is heading my way. Now I'm in a bit of trouble here because retreating out of this location either takes me up and over a ridge line where he will be able to see me, or out into the river, where again I would not be able to avoid being shot by that massive gun. So I'm waiting here for him to crest the ridge line, hoping to get a shot into his lower front plate, but I panic it. He also misses probably my commander's hatch, I suppose he was trying to fire at. I've managed to put a round through his front places. I didn't realise quite where I'd put the round through, and I'm frantically trying to repeat the performance. I thought I'd put it through the turret cheek, and I've been... because that's what I was intended to do, or intended to try. So I put 2 shots in the turret cheeks and they don't work, so I decided to try the front plate, and I get a shot through. Thank God for gun depression, and then I realised that I'm stuck. I'm wedged between the T110E3 and the foundation of the shrine behind me. And I'm in a real panic because, as far as I know, the other one, the T110E4, is still out there, still able to combat me, and I'm sort of wondering why I'm still alive. My suspicion is that he decided not to take the bridge, but to go down the other side of the village or something. I'm not sure. As I do know you can't cross the river at the location where I initially spotted them, except for the bridge, because the bankment on this side is actually extremely steep. So I back up, extricate myself from the tank's death embrace by wiggling and pushing and pulling and huffing and puffing and all that sort of stuff. So then I decide I'm going to need to gather some intelligence. I'll come around this side of the river, stay in the river so that I'm hull down and maximise my chance of bouncing a shot, because the frontal turret armour is actually not bad on this tank. And then I'm going to come up over the ridgeline here and see if I can spot the other T110. Round about here 6 cents goes off, but there's nobody spotted. So that's a bit of a puzzler. My assumption at this stage is that the enemy tank is somewhere to the northeast of me, and I decide maybe I can slip down along the riverbank at this side. So I cross over to the riverbank and I start driving along the edge of the river, and then I spot him again. And I think I probably fired the first shot out of instinct without really analysing what I was looking at. By the time I fired the second shot, I realised he was stuck. And around about now I realised that not only was he stuck, but he was stuck in such a way that I was actually trying to shoot him up through the tracks, which wasn't going to work. I wasn't going to penetrate anything important in the tank up through the tracks. So I need to get closer, and I need to do it in such a way that he can't bring the gun to bear. So this approach looks promising. I should be able to get up to him, get around to him, and get him in a position where I could just kill him, like I said, without allowing him to bring his gun to bear. So we sneak up behind the rock. We know where he is. He knows where we are. It doesn't really matter. Bring it around, point it to the back of his turret and finish him off. So there you have it. I think it is the first time that I've been bottom tier and actually carried a game versus 3 enemy tanks. I've done something similar, I think, when I've been at tier parity or higher tier. I think there was definitely a game where I had a Centurion 3, or not the Centurion 3, but the Churchill 3, where I did it. I got Ace Tanker, which kind of surprised me. I didn't think I'd done that well, but then it's very early days in the game and not many people have been building up a standing damage. I also got Lavashenko's medal, I'm not too sure. The one where you kill 2 tanks and a medium tank that are 2 tiers higher than you. I've gotten that before, but this time I think I deserved it. So anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider subscribing to the channel. And if you liked the video, please press the like button. Thank you very much. I hope to see you soon. Goodbye.